Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Playing Nerdbound for Seaside Mix, 2nd edition. This is my final match of the group stage, I think. We probably need to win it pretty hard to qualify for the bracket. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly, but it feels like I probably need to at least win 3-1 maybe 4-0. But obviously that depends hugely on how everything else falls out with the rest of the group, so. Because the top 2 of 5 qualify for the bracket. We do have Villa Merchant Guild again. So that is something to look out for, though we don't have traveling fair. So it doesn't quite do the same. So you can potentially print some coffers for yourself. It's not really loopy like the traveling was. Guess we go like Silver Armory. What does Architects Guild do? He's pretty slow to get favors here, but this'll do a ghost town to get a more, well, better chance of trashing estates, better chance of, yeah, so they have the 4-3, so they can just do it off rip here. We do hit 2 estates, which is nice. I guess we can just put another armory on top. Armory's pretty good here. But probably not yet. I have to think through how to actually build up here. You do this trash here, and then you just don't buy anything. Like, not that exciting. You can also just top deck Rangers and kind of start going. Trying to get the triple estate trash. Or a big crypt, you know. Both. We unfortunately didn't draw the ghost town here. Kind of sucks. We've drawn the ghost town here. I feel very good. I guess we could still go for the trash. We don't find the crypt, we'll be very sad, but you know, how it goes. Oh man, I wish we had drawn the ghost down. Oh well. That's life. This is pretty crummy, frankly. We didn't even get the third estate. Pretty bad. I mean, we can buy another ghost town. Maybe I'll take a contract. I'm not sure. This is quite unfortunate that we didn't see any of this kind of stuff. Maybe we should have just gone ahead and bit the bullet and taken a cemetery there. It's a pretty weird order. I don't quite follow that order. I mean, you could just play the ranger first. I don't know if it may never have mattered. They were just deck. I'm gonna fall behind. Fortunately, I kind of gambled on hitting the crypt. I gambled on a couple points where if I get it, I'm probably just like one, but I didn't get it, so I think now I'm kind of like behind. They did have. I mean, they had a slightly friendlier opening, the 4-3, but that's okay. So this is just gonna be top deck ranger. I ghost down. Crypt. Couple. That's not a great crypt, but either the contract, which is actually not terrible. I mean, the first contract play is quite good because you get to do this. I don't know why you wouldn't just always just play the ranger. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're going to top deck with armory, maybe a little bit, but otherwise, I don't really know. I mean, not that they spent a long time sitting thinking of it. I don't know why you wouldn't just click ranger if you have range. They unfortunately are a bit ahead. I don't know if there's any silver lining for this point. It's going to be pretty tough. It's not clear to me that Merchant Guild is worth it. We did find the... I wonder if it's better to set aside, or we didn't find the other ranger, but that's okay. You can always frog stuff rather than... Like, should we save the contract to try and get an extra game? You can frog them. This is still, I don't have the estate, so there's just not huge incentive for me to do the cemetery move. I don't feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. I kind of want to have all the rangers. I don't think we're really risking a 3-pile here. So obviously we're getting closer to something like that. It's not... Nobody's really that clean. Like, they've trashed 3 cards, essentially. Trashed... I mean, I have a couple, but like, and stuff. So. But it's still, it's not like... And then what? I'm going to buy, I'm going to gain villas and stuff. I don't really know what the... I think they're obviously not going to pile out. I don't know what direction it's all going to head, where the piles are going to be when we get to the scarier parts. I mean, I guess I technically have more draw. I have a 6-4 split on these, I think. Here they played to... Yeah, it's 6-4. I don't really know where the ghost town situation is. If I have one in deck or none or what. Must have one. As long as I have 2 down on a turn, I probably am okay. So it kind of eats up some of my money, or so be it. At least until the villas are getting there. I mean, we have to kind of start thinking about how you're gonna be ahead. Game ends. I will play a ranger. We'll play another ranger. Okay, so what do they buy? Merchant Guild. I think Merchant Guild is maybe a little slow here. I'm not sure. How much money do I have? Shoot. Would like to maybe gain and play a little bit, but I don't know. Don't know if I can get there. 8 is like not really enough to do that. Do the nice gain and play anyway. We can do. I mean, this obviously will eat up a large portion of the money. We can also just draw. Crash the estates. Like, it like feels like there's a little more we can do here that would be good, but I don't know that that's really true. Also a little worried about 3 piling, though I'm probably not quite there yet. We could crypt all this. Also true. What's left? Estate double copper? No, it can't be double copper. There's still another ranger. Okay, so it's like estate copper ranger. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're only gonna get back up to. Well, it will get us back up to a little bit. But just a 2. It wasn't a. It was a ghost town. So this didn't really do anything for us. Other than sort of be stupid. Okay, well. That wasn't that useful. Frankly. I can buy 1,000,000 coppers. I could just be the person with 1,000,000 coppers, I guess. I do have quite a bit of draw. Don't actually have that much draw. This is pretty misleading. This is actually pretty bad overall. I would say. Yeah, I didn't think this one through. I mean, there are a lot of things that have to have been better than that. Like Contract Villa. I won't ask for this, but yeah, like Contract Villa would have gotten me to a Ghost Town buy, as well as just instead of frogging the Ranger, just actually setting it aside. This isn't great. You can buy an estate. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. I played it like Contract Villa would have been reason. The villas are sort of cheaper due to Merchant Guild. I can draw 15 of these cards plus the Ghost Town, so I can see 16 of 20 here. If I hit all the pairs, this was. I guess I could have gained. I wonder if I did have a pile out there. Because I did have a lot of buys. Well, I didn't have the Merchant Guild in play yet. It only prints. It doesn't print a lot of money. It prints a little bit of money based on the buys you have. If you draw the Merchant Guild before. Just basically however many extra buys you have at the point. Isn't nothing. I mean, I didn't have the money. The problem at this point, by the time I play the Merchant Guild, I don't have enough money to buy a villa, so it doesn't work. You can potentially have quite a few buys, but and it's not like a loop. It's basically just a one-time whatever excess buys you have. You get to do that. You're going for a ghost, which I find kind of strange. This stage, I have a hard time believing that is doing much for you, but if I draw really well, I probably have a pile out. This is not it. So, do you have enough? I guess we just leave the contract in deck. Do enough to buy a province. Kind of good. I guess they're going to draw quite a bit here. But I don't know. They maybe pile out and can take a province and estate or something. Didn't surprise me. We didn't find a ranger. I didn't notice. Oh yeah, we have Ghost Town still. Okay. Didn't even notice that we just didn't have the ranger. We'll see if Nerdbound finds a win or what. I wouldn't be surprised. He managed one. You probably can gain and play Villa, and then or Merchant Guild, and then once you have that, it should be pretty doable to get a pair of merchant guilds down here. Yeah. That should work, right? So, I mean, as long as they have $9, which I guess isn't guaranteed, but probably. I think you can just go Merchant Guild Villa. Huh. Well, this isn't really what I expected. That's not at all what I expected. I'm surprised they couldn't do some trickery there to get. Maybe they didn't have the draw. I don't know. So I could stop here and go. This should win, actually. I think. I mean, the villas only cost like $2. And I'm gaining one of them, so that's like 8, 11. And I'm already at 4 buys, 6 buys. Yeah, this just wins. We just play the villas. I guess I don't even need this, but yeah, this is fine. Oh, yeah, we can also do this. Glad I played that game against. Put that stuff on my radar more. I mean, I knew about the interaction, but notice it. So. This is just no gains, basically. I don't even know. Like, you're gonna use outposts and stuff, but there's so little Don't know if you open Vassal Secret Passage, Double Vassal, Vassal Silver. You probably want to hit. You probably want to buy a cobbler or two, and then it's hard because you want to buy all of the fives, really. I mean, patrol, not. I mean, you'd take patrols. You also like Secret Passage Native Village. You can start doing that really soon. That doesn't help you hit 5, though. I think maybe Vassal Secret Passage. Royal Galleys are quite good. Cobbler, of course, very, very good. See what we can. I think Vassal Secret Passage. But I wouldn't be mad with a lot of the reasonable looking things. I wouldn't open Royal Galley or Patrician, but like some mix of these three, Native Village, Vassal, Secret Passage, and Silver, I'm probably gonna be okay with any of it. None of it makes me feel super excited or super sad. Secret Passage isn't really like they're okay. They'll be good. And on the opening, they're not like crazy. If you find your vassal and you get to, it still doesn't let you. You still just have two shuffle or two things, but like they're gonna have a cobbler here, I assume. I guess mine it maybe is better. I may get to trigger the shuffle if I don't hit it, because I'll be down to 6, and then the passage will activate. I think I like cobbler first. Okay, unless I do this, then it doesn't do that. I do think Highwayman is a good buy. I just think I like cobbler first. The attack doesn't feel super meaningful. I mean, I can buy it. I mean, even if I miss 2, say, which is possible, it doesn't feel super terrible. And I do think, just the coppers are just black squares on my screen. I do think you get. I guess there's a chance that they find their Highwayman again here. Right? They should have the secret passage. That would hurt a little bit if they did play the Highwayman again right away. If they don't, it's not a huge deal. I had like decent shot at it. If I Haunted Woods, which seems like super bad, I don't really get it. I'll be honest. Cobbler goes in your hand, right? I think the Haunted Woods are pretty bad. You have a lot of control. Oh. Cobbler. I always forget about that. Cobblers. Okay. Well, this one cobbler was pretty good. maybe we'll get. Maybe we'll get. Maybe we'll just have an outpost turn where it makes sense to. I mean, they do have to play the Haunted Woods, so I may still get a couple cards out of it, which is not terrible. Like they'll have the highwayman here. Hey, we get to play the cobbler twice. Like, what more could you ask? It may be quite something. They have to buy. Okay, so they also have to buy 2 haunted woods for it to actually be, um, fully shut down. Why? This is annoying. I don't. Usually the art works for the highwayman attack. I don't know when it started doing this, but it's disappointing. Unfortunately, we didn't miraculously find the highwayman, but I guess we can't get everything at all times. I don't know why. I feel like it deserves it. I think now Outpost. I could definitely see maybe it being better to do do a second highwayman. But like this turn they'll probably play the haunted, but it doesn't matter. Like yeah, in fact, if they play the haunted woods now, then I know that if I draw my cobbler as early as possible, then I know it just goes through. Unless they buy another haunted woods now. But that's a lot of $5 buys actually to mitigate a single $5 buy for me. Now the haunted woods do something. It's not that they don't do anything, but I mean I've gotten the better end of that exchange at this point. Not that that'll necessarily always be true, but at this point. And we just want to bottom deck that for now. And this. Okay. Get our royal galley. Do have a little more on the mat than me. They have 2 native villages, it would seem. Hopefully we can find one of the secret passages at least. Otherwise the native village play is going to be a little bit scary. Well, it might not be scary. The patrician may. Actually, most of the outcomes are fine, right? Patrician will either reveal that it's junk that I can set aside or action card that Vassal can play. So it's probably alright. I'm going to assume they're going to play or buy an outpost here. They did get there. Getting to 8 is going to be a little bit like, I guess you just buy a gold at some can. Okay. Or I should have royal gallied this probably, but you can do. I should have royal gallied it. That's alright. I messed it up a little bit. We can play a little risky. Royal galley the native village, but if we do that, we need to change the play a little bit. What are we even buying here? See if they let me. Well, I think I'm gonna try it and do even though it's kind of weird. I think this is right. Okay. This is either a vassal or another native village. Okay. We can. What do we have left? What is the best? I don't know. It gives us the best shot here of good knowledge. Guess this works out pretty okay. We can just put the cobbler on top. I think the question is whether we want a gold. Probably just need another native village, to be honest. At the moment. What did I buy? I bought a vassal. Guess they just can. I don't know how much money they have. Oh, 5. We need to figure out a way to get to 8 and then just start provincing because it should be pretty golden. So if we can get there, that's the aim, of course. It would be. I mean, it's okay to have the royal galleys on the outpost turn, though maybe action wise it's not ideal. We have quite a few coppers, so as long as we're buying green cards, we should have stuff to set aside for a while. As far as the native village is concerned, they're gonna buy a cobbler. That's interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna buy 2 haunted woods. I'll tell you that much. So it's not crazy. They can get estates with it, which is probably pretty good. I think the question is mostly who has 8 soon enough. 8 in control. They're gonna buy, I assume, a vassal. Maybe just a silver. That's not insane either. Like you can buy silver and gain another silver with your cobbler and then be there Because you don't necessarily have. You can control the vassal hits somewhat, but like, you have enough draw, you can just do the silvers. I guess there's an issue you have to keep a copper around then. I mean, that's true for anybody. Like, if I buy gold, I still have to keep 2 coppers. It ain't. We'll see. The question's going to be more along the lines of like, I mean, it's very possible, maybe even probable. I don't really like the Royal Galley much. I feel like they need money. But what do I know? I don't know that we have a really good shot at hitting. We might as well set aside, right? Wait. I think I didn't put this in the right spot. Don't have. There's still secret passages in here. Which we're gonna need to hit in order to get to Highwayman. Okay, we just don't get to Highwayman. We simply do not get there. That's okay though. So we're gonna try. Oh no, you can also do patrol stuff. We don't have 8 yet. I guess we technically have 8 now. I mean, I guess that's the other line, is to just say we already have $8 in the deck. I feel like we have to have some room for setting stuff aside though. Okay. Not gonna hit. We're not gonna hit the 7 here. My black coppers are really annoying me. If we'd drawn the gold, that would have been pretty huge. But we didn't. I guess I only have to buy 1 Highwayman, don't I? And play it on the outpost turn. I guess that's true. Oh wait. Not Highwayman, sorry. I meant to buy on it. Yeah, maybe I should have gotten the Haunted Woods over gold there. Anyway, they're going to get a couple cards out of their cobbler. Or no, they're not. Card out. I thought I had better deck control than I kind of ended up having. Didn't really work the way I totally imagined it there. So be it. they're just not, I don't think, that close to having the money. Guess they can buy gold too. I mean, to be fair, like buy gold, gain silver here is probably good enough for the rest. I want to tell you. Do I know or do I know? Well, they haven't bought the gold yet, to be fair. I know. I play this game. You're gonna buy province. Yeah. I don't know if it actually. They can get, if I go 2 to 5, they go 2 to 3. That's the issue. I can't really head it off at the pass. If I go duchy, I'm gonna have to go duchy province here. Almost certainly. If I can. I also didn't find. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to try and go duchy province. That should still give us play. Basically, no one's gonna want to lower to 2 provinces. I mean, what I go to the evens. I guess that's still not really good for me. We'll probably end up duchy dancing. I mean, if everyone draws perfect, I'm not sure actually how it goes. If everyone draws has complete deck control by the time we get to the, I'm not certain that I'm gonna be in that spot, to be perfectly honest. So there's that to consider. Well, this is kind of bad. I mean, we can play for a couple different things here. They're just not super robust. What is our... I mean, we'd love to know what the top card is, of course. We don't have to play the Haunted Woods now. That's not huge. I guess the plane of the Royal Galleon Vassal is probably more important. Okay. This isn't super great. Like, what if we set aside a goal? Oh my goodness. Wow. That was frankly just stupid. Cannot see. So annoying. Like you can't actually tell. I guess you have to right click them. Can I read? Never seen this. Okay. All right. We got that now. We're actually not gonna play the Haunted Woods. We can play. We can set aside nothing else except green at this point. They get a 2-1 gain. Then maybe the estate gain off this cobbler is enough for them to win. I haven't really thought about it too much. I don't know if the action stuff works out the way I need it to on the next turn. It may not. But maybe the draw is good enough. It's like too many. Maybe with secret passages we can get there. I'm not sure. This is like if I buy province now. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter when I break from the province thing, whether I start now or later. Like if I go province now, then they double province, and then I go province duchy. No, that's bad, right? I go province now, province. I need to take the duchy now. No, because they can double. What is going to happen? I'm just going to lose. I think I just lose unless they draw or something. Like what? I go province. There's 5. Someone wants to lower to 2. Except that if you're ahead, you can lower to 2. You're sufficiently ahead. Maybe it was my haunted wood. But I feel like then that gives them a chance to switch around to something. I mean, the first mover must be advantaged here, I think. I can get the duchy. They go to 4. I still can't go to 4. This is stupid. Pretty sure they can take an estate. Pretty safely. I mean, I guess they can also just take some consistency thing there. So they go double. They're gonna get to 5 provinces. There's just no way. I'm not. I mean, unless they miss, there's just no shot. Probably needed to have bought the province for. Do me? They have to do more than just miss. Of like catastrophic failure, and it's possible. It was just getting that province was the thing. And I didn't get the draws to do it, though. As if I don't buy the Haunted Woods, they still have some play as far as estates, I think, to make up enough points. With maybe there's not time, and it does give me the out. If I lower to 5, they lower. This is just checkmated if they draw through and stuff. There's nothing. Oh well. Can always hope they have something awkward. I probably shouldn't have played all the Royal Galleys all the time either. This is gonna be like I need to play Highwayman, and I just have a lot of terminals to play here. But maybe one vassal hits enough. All I have to, I mean, really, I only have to play the Highwayman and the Outpost and 2 vassals. It does require, yeah, this is gonna not. This isn't even gonna work on my end. I think I can make it work. I'll have to set aside the position, but even that is like dicey. I mean, I can make it to be a duchy, which I guess I don't know if nerdbound. Okay, they're moving. Like I think it's just totally all the way safe to just double province. I don't think there's any funny business. As long as you. And they still have some loose coppers that they can put on the map, which, you know, at this stage is not painful in any way. It's just what it is. I guess I could set aside the native village instead of the patrician. It does look to me pretty bad to have 2 Haunted Woods rather than an outpost and a Haunted Woods to do the attack stuff, but obviously it worked out for Nerdbound. There's probably some window where I can make it, but I just didn't get the money. Oh well. Or I didn't prioritize getting the money. Shouldn't just say it like it was something that was done to me passively rather than a function of my choices. The double province is pretty good. Seems like a pretty good thing to do. I guess we can also set aside royal galleys. They don't really do that much either. What are we trying to do here? What does province duchy do for us? We get up to 20. They didn't take the estate. Wait. Well, that doesn't matter. I got confused. I don't think I can play it out, but I don't think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna change. I think we probably only need to play just Highwayman, right? Do we not even draw enough here? What's going on? We didn't even get to the province. What did I do? I needed to not bottom deck the copper, I guess. Like, this isn't even province. I didn't royal galley stuff, I guess, correctly. I even drew this. I needed to have bottom decked an action card, right? Because those are the ones that Vassal can actually touch. The Vassal can't touch the coppers. So this just doesn't even work for buying province. OMG. This actually just straight, I mean, I can pick up, but I guess I will. I mean, no, I can't pick up, but like, I guess it's just resign. I mean, it was resignable anyway, but it's like one of those things. I could have promised here. I just didn't do it right because I needed to. Like I said, I needed to bottom deck a. I needed a bottom deck a thing, a holiday who's what's a you know. Anyway, um Because it could have had the bottom deck. Did not. Oh boy, this is a thingy. Triple landscaper. Man, the art does not like to load for me a lot of times. Just sort of quick clicked bottom decking copper. Copper, but it totally you totally wanted the treasures in hand. Didn't necessarily want the actions in. Bad. Didn't think. I mean, it didn't matter, but it was still sloppy play. They were obviously. I don't think they. I don't know if they're technically golden. Like maybe there's some amount of deck stacking that could make them miss, but I think they were. They had to have been very, very close to just straight up golden. If not, already all the way there. Right. Island folk. Island folk contract. That's kind of awkward. You just contract supplies. This is gonna be a weird one. I don't know what you actually go here. 4-3. I mean, if you're gonna do plot, 4-3 is obviously nicer. You don't hit. They don't hit. They fall on lookout. I don't know if plot is obviously very good for activating. So I don't think it's unreasonable to take one, though it obviously also is slower than the fastest activation can be. It just lowers your bottom by quite a bit. Just improves your worst case quite a lot. And the average probably is better, but the absolute fastest activation is not plot, it's buying the 3s or supplies. Supplies is actually kind of, I mean, it helps you activate, of course, but it's not as good as maybe you meant. I don't think you have to plot. I don't think it's automatic, but I don't really like armory. It's not crazy though, but I don't love it. You just don't have a lot of terminal space here. Is the big thing. Other than contracting stuff, which you will do. I mean, you contract stuff and then maybe it pigs or something. I don't know. You're going to play a contract just because of island folk. You don't actually need a lot of contracts either. You just need 3. I guess that is quite a bit of contracts in terms of contract. I do find my lookout here, which is huge. I don't know what to take next. Doesn't matter a whole lot. We do a pouch, which is helpful. This is either silver or I don't know if I do the Enchantress. They're not the most harmful thing in the world. Kind of like supplies, actually. I don't hate silver either. Um, this maybe cave. Can do Enchantress. Just not convinced it's the best thing ever here. Would have been wild if we found our supplies off here and like had the pouch down and maybe we float or maybe we plot already. I am quite a bit more interested in the activation versus just buying things. I don't know if contract gets stuck out with durations. I don't think it does. I'm not sure exactly how. I can't really blow up here. There's just not enough. There's obviously a chance of activation, but it's not super, super good. So this will probably just be a wharf buy. Maybe a contract buy. I'll be able to blow up next turn. Because I'm going to have horse and lookout, so I'll have some... I guess there's something to be said for... Have some filtering. I think we do more. Few supplies is kind of weird. People will spam supplies. I don't always like it that much. This is guaranteed hit at this point. So we could see... I don't know. There is some... I guess the question is, do we trigger with a bad, sort of bad, just to get the... I don't think we do. There's not really that much incentive. We'll draw 2 of them. We'll leave 2 on top. We'll get a little extra money. What do we have right now? We're gonna have 7, or we can have maybe 6. 7 is okay. Six is also okay. I think we just won't discard. I don't know about the supplies here. I just still don't know what the rule... How does contract... My reading is no, because it's not like throne room and stuff. But I don't know. I think the play is like separate, like it's just. Anyway, we're gonna want. They didn't plot, so I guess they're not activating here. I can look up on. Okay, so that's gonna be pretty good here. How many coppers did I have? 3 coppers. So there's still not a lot of there's just 1 copper in a state and then some good stuff. Is that true? And there's 4 coppers. So 2 coppers in a state and good stuff. Where the good stuff is like pouches, so maybe not the biggest deal in the world if we get a sad, not pouches, but supplies. We'd be fine killing the. I need a wharf. I could contract a wharf. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, we need at least 2 contracts and then to get a third at some point. So maybe we get 2 wharves here and we contract one of them. I guess I need to buy another contract here, don't I? Because I need to be able to, if I'm setting them aside, I need more of them. I guess in some kind of world, I want so many that Nerdbound has a hard time doing the duration stuff while having this other stuff figured out, but I also get extra plot turns. Oh, did they not? They didn't even get to the. Okay. One more. I guess I haven't. Okay. This is kind of. This is like the worst mastermind board of all time. Probably not, but there's so much orange. I mean, Mastermind Artificer is still probably pretty good, but wow, 5-2. 5-2 is either really bad or pretty good. I mean, it may just be good enough to start doing the sea witches, but I don't know. Kind of wish I could do the trashing. I would love to see somebody just do Sailor Merchant, big money. That would be pretty funny. This is probably a pretty nice sailor board. You can like squirrel them is one little, instead of durationing them, maybe sometimes you squirrel them. I don't know if that's really much of an interaction here, but if I draw the Sea Witcher, I think I played the game like this against Nesala, where it was like it wasn't really like this, to be honest. The trashing was worse, but the or the build stuff was much worse than here. But I mean, I can also Artificer or Den. I mean, if I had the 5-2, I would probably Den, but I do not. I could like Artificer, that's not crazy. I mean, to give me the Trashers. I assume you go like Researcher, Sailor plus Developer, Enchantress. Is what I assume the opening looks like here on the 3-4. It seems just so much better than a single 5 here. Especially if there's the world where you get the world where I don't know that I like this silver all that much. I think I would go for trashing and deck control more, but I don't know. The 5s are good, of course. It's just like I feel like there's kind of deck development stuff you can do with the cheap stuff. Anyway, plus you can like double terminal here, and you can, if they collide, you can probably just delay one, and it's okay-ish. I'll die if they draw Sailor or Silver Coppers and hit the Sea Witch. I just don't know. Like, the Den is really underwhelming. Everything is super underwhelming, actually. I almost think I need the gains, frankly. I wish I hit 4, but I didn't, so whatever. They probably, I mean, it's pretty easy to hit Sailor 3. Like, that's not that hard. And they get to block my Artificer here. I guess I squirrel it. Well, I could have delayed it as well as squirrel or delay. Yes. Astrolabe is okay. I mean, buys are pretty nice here just because of delay. Before, like, Sailor looks so good here. Like, honestly, it looks incredible. If I hit the $4 here instead of Enchantress, I'd feel a lot better, but you know. Yeah, with Sailor, if you play Sailor, then you can buy a Denizen and play it. I think I want a lot of Sailors. I don't know if I love the Den, but it's probably okay. I don't know if they buy Sea Witch now or if they buy Mastermind. Go Sea Witch. Okay. We could do this with. We could just squirrel this. That seems pretty good. far as it goes. Not mad about having the artificer. Or about having. This is actually not a great turn for them. Which is excellent. They got the den down. That's pretty nice. Get the enchantress. Ash. So the question, or a question, we go with the Sea Witch now. Just do Sailor Sea Witch. Gaining Sea Witch with Artificer. Guess it's like that or Mastermind. It's like Mastermind with a squirrel. Or not with a squirrel. Actually, maybe we. I guess it's like what are we gonna have on top? The question. And buy another. Could like buy Den to try and get there. We'd just be looking to Mastermind like the Artificer. I can see it being better than the Sea Witch, to be honest. See if the this is just once. Now we may not find an action card. If that's the case, I guess I'll just cry. This is a little greedier. The Sea Witch is obviously a little more. This is nice. The Seaside mix having both the Sailor and like innovation as like a Mastermind accelerant is pretty cool. This is actually not that bad of a Mastermind board, even though I complain about it just because of the way the squirrels. Like if I do draw, I don't know, if I just find a Sailor and Enchantress, I can just squirrel them a bunch and draw a million cards next turn. In and of itself is pretty good. Though obviously if I find an Artificer, I'll be pretty happy about that too. And probably some of the Artificer stuff would be squirreled. Let's see. We didn't look at all this stuff. Venison, interest, yeah. So, don't discard. I would like to. I guess I can just put a Sailor on top. Rather than go for the 1 and 3 of drawing it. Just put ourselves a Sailor on top. I wonder if we stop doing the Enchantress attack because it doesn't matter that much. I wonder if there's a nice I wonder if there's a nice 3 to put up there, like a develop or something. Or if we don't want to do it at this page. We'd found this sailor earlier. We could have top deck. Let's get it develop. We'll still go with the attacks for now, though I'm not sure it's the play. At some point, you probably just get more value out of having the Enchantress not duration out and just be like squirreled a bunch. Something like that. I'm not going to lose another develop mastermind game because I didn't play the engine in this mix. Alright, we're taking the trashes. This is fine though. This thing stays out. The mastermind and the sea witch are just stuck out here. Maybe it doesn't matter, but they really need gainer. They need a developer and artificer pretty bad. And just keep doing the masterminds, I guess, but Astrolabe, Enchantress. Oh, the artificer. So good at this game. I already have a sailor. I feel like I'm just gonna kind of. Well, maybe I want to get another artifact. I mean, there's like Den would be nice to see. I'm trying to think of how many of these I want to squirrel, basically. Well, we found the Den, so now we can. Lots of things. We could just triple Den, or I guess we can play it one more so we have 5. We gotta play it one more. Yeah, this is more than 5. And then like do a squirrel, develop a estate into a develop, play a sailor. Crash cop. Oh, I forgot I was getting money from the sailor. Did forget about that. Okay. Well, that's kind of important, but 8 isn't especially nice, to be honest. Trying to get a little clean. I assume they're going to buy something that gains cards, artificer, develop here. I don't know what this is from. Guess they haven't resolved it yet. I probably would have, if I had thought a little longer, I probably would have just played the Artificer again and bought Artificer and Mastermind, assuming that that got me to the money and like squirreled the developer or something. But it's fine. This turn may end up just being like squirrel, triple squirrel sailor, play this mastermind, buy another artifice. Then what are we seeing here? We do get to see 4 cards, so that's okay. Don't know. I don't know how much money they have. No. They don't have any masterminds that can play this turn. To mastermind something. They have a sailor and an enchantress. They scroll it once and then they play it, but they then that mastermind is stuck. They're gonna buy develop. You really need something. Well, the first artifice, but that's terrible. And we're gonna play a couple. All just a question of how. Whether we want to get to trash 1 here. We get pretty easily on any of this stuff. Okay, so I'm still kind of into just getting thin and then seeing where we go from here. I want to put an artificer on top. I always forget I have this sailor coming in. Okay. So I don't play these. And then the question is, do we squirrel? Do we go like Astrolabe Enchantress or 6, or trash one card and go Astrolabe Enchantress. Buys aren't super good, to be frank. I thought they would be better with delay, but we don't really need it. I wonder if I should scroll the Enchantress. I probably shouldn't even let them, like I'm giving them a plus action that I probably shouldn't even give them at this stage. It's probably slightly friendly for their deck just because they don't have the Artificers. Honestly, I should have thought about that because that's just not a. I also didn't get enough draw here. I probably should have squirreled this just because I got 2 sailors coming down, so the trashing isn't going to be. I'm just not going to have a huge hand size. At least not right off the bat. I think you like clearly squirrel these. Like I think you clearly squirrel them and don't you do the attack part for this thing. Like that doesn't seem close. Okay, the action didn't end up mattering. Is nice for me. I mean, you gotta buy Artificer, yeah. Probably Artificer, they may take a Den, I don't know. Dens are okay, but not super, super good here. They definitely still have stuff going. I think I'm just maybe a little bit ahead, but it's not clear that I am. Take 2 Artificers, that's probably fine. I probably would have taken a Den there, but. Oh. Gotta resolve this. This is pretty good. And I'm gonna have a lot of money here. Only gonna get 1 mastermind down. We're gonna have quite a bit of money. 8, 9. Gonna have 10. Didn't find the other develop, but that's okay. This is either like triple trash with develop, triple squirrel with develop, but kind of like triple squirrel. I guess it could be a mix. What is like 10 is probably our target, so we could do it to 10. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 12. We could trash 2 coppers and squirrel. It may just be way more value to just have the actual big hand size, but Oh, I have two. Let me see if they'll let me. I forgot I had two sailors. Let me see if they'll let me. I obviously knew I had two sailors. I don't know why I behaved as if I didn't know that. Is this just like another artificer? Or what? The only sad part about that turn was that we didn't find the other mastermind. I say the only sad part. It wasn't the only sad part, but it was one of the sad. Actually, it was probably the only sad part. Everything else was quite good. I don't know how many masterminds there will be left after this turn. Nerdbound may be able to gain them all or get very close to that. I don't know if that's safe. I hope somehow, some way, sailoring and merchant ship is the play. Though I don't know how likely that is. We didn't get. We didn't get a lot of plus action here. I mean, we didn't get the since we didn't get both of the we didn't get two masterminds down, which was quite unfortunate. We're gonna have a lot of plus action here. Gonna get up to 4, which is fine, but not. We may have some delaying this time, actually. They're definitely back in it. They may be a little action strapped as well, actually. For now it's 4-3, so they have two masterminds, a couple enchantresses, the sea witch. Yeah, they're a little action pressed as well. I don't feel like the cursing is that harmful to me. I can buy a mastermind and like a den, maybe. I don't know. They'll get to a pile out. Probably not. They're gonna have 3 masterminds. I'll probably get to 4. I probably won't empty the mastermind. Oh, they lower. Interesting. That's interesting. Let's see, what can we do? We're gonna have or that's not gonna pile. They're not gonna have a pile. You're only drawing 2 cards, right? They didn't squirrel anything. They're gonna get to 7 cards, so they're gonna filter a bunch. They didn't play artificers, but I don't think they're not yet anyway. Certainly not if I score. One question. So I'm gonna have 4 terminals. We're definitely gonna be delaying some stuff here. And then master mining. We may gain another artificer. That's a little risky. That's a little risky. We're getting $2. You don't get to trash it. Our actions are pretty much spoken for. It's like we can probably trash copper, honestly. It's about as bad as this state. Then the question is, how much do we want to use? Well, we got the artificers. Sometimes we can just straight convert. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna gain a mastermind and buy a province. I guess we could develop the enchantress and get a. We're gonna play the masterminds. We could develop the enchantress into like sailor and play it. Get another action and more money. And then play. They'll be able to play the other enchantress as enchantress, I guess. Hopefully this doesn't open up some. You know, that actually is a bigger issue. Which is that I'm only seeing a couple cards. If I don't find artificer, I just lose. And I top decked an estate, which is stupid. I shouldn't have gone fancy. I should have just delayed one of them and squirreled one of them. like clearly. I just like clearly should have delayed one of them and scrolled one of them and not done this thing. I'm gonna whiff off that. Like this when I'm only getting 2 cards on the turn. Probably shouldn't have even. I probably should have squirreled one of the masterminds or something. But that was not it. There's no way that was it. I was just begging to be sad here. There's no way that was the play. I didn't really think it through. Oh man, that's not it. Now obviously I'm seeing all this terrible stuff, so I know like if I was holding an artificer in hand, I'd be like, yeah, it was great. There was, a reasonable shot of that occurring, but still, just like I could have Sea Witch. That would have maybe made the piles. Yeah, that was not the play. I could have Enchantress, or I could have researched the Enchantress, the other Enchantress. Then I would have had to want 3 of the junk in my hand, but it would have been a nasty shuffle to trigger. Probably the play. 2 cards. What are the odds? I think there are 3 artificers, I guess. Maybe only 2. No, there's definitely 3. 3 artificers, 11 cards. Nothing else works. I mean, unless they attack me, then I get a little extra. Which I guess they did. They delayed an enchantress, right? Am I making that up, or did they? I guess they haven't resolved it yet, whether they're pigging it or whatever, or squirreling it or not. They probably will squirrel it. Honestly, I just didn't play it right. Well, they did play it, so I do get to see one. I get to see at least 3 cards, for whatever that's worth. You pay a little bit for the sailor trashes at this stage. I don't know if they're going to. What they're going to do here. I guess the next turn they have probably pretty good first pile out potential. I'm just gonna dud because it's an idiot. I will have deserved it 100%. I think it's a question where we end up on the. Not. I'm not really. If I get a really good draw, I'm really not off from sailor and estate emptying. That's not that far fetched. If we get a certain draw. But we can make that happen, probably. That should be sufficient. I don't know how much Sailor... Okay. I don't know. Artificer Curse is possible. Maybe, I don't know. That's all the Artificers. Artificer Sailor. I did find a thing, so we're getting to play. But I do want to think a little bit about stuff before I start clicking. I don't know if you can chain, I don't know if you can get enough Sailor plays to chain Astrolabes down to nothing. Oh. Gonna definitely resolve a master. I guess it's just gotta be Artifice. I mean, you can always... Well, that's the thing. You gotta decide now. If you think you're gonna need to pig something, if you think you're piling out, you really want all your Artificer stuff to go toward... I guess our fallback here is like score and mastermind a mastermind. So I think they'll probably pile out, though maybe not. They don't have develop. We score and they curse us. Maybe they pile out. Or, this is, of course, not good. Okay, this is, of course, very good. There's also the enchantresses. There's a possibility. We have to unfortunately start thinking now about a path, because there may be a guaranteed win given what we have in hand, and I'm not gonna miss it. Or I'm gonna try desperately not to miss it. There's always a chance that you can empty curses in something. We get develop. We can do... Develop on top gets us a bit of a winner. This is... I mean, this is just like the thing in the league. I won't play it that slow. Like if we get 5, we get the Artificers down, and then do curses. Like, can we empty Artificers curses and buy a province? We can trash out 3 of the curses, so the points aren't necessarily awful. What is that? That would be a pretty straightforward line. We can do that. Or like the sailors. We have... I would put Artificer on top, and then we would do 1, 2, 3. We could get 2 of them, and then we just do 4. We have to be able to buy a province at the end. That's not a problem, buying provinces, as long as we can. We're not going to have 20 worth of card, though. I'm going to say no to the first thing. This may have already been incorrect. Okay, we have the develop now. I have a feeling that it probably just doesn't even get there. In which case we need to score much as there's probably a win. I'm just not gonna do the thing I did in League and search because I don't know how to make it work. I'm not gonna pretend like I know how to make it work. Especially given that I don't have well at this stage I just don't even hardly have I think lowering curses is probably pretty bad. If I had to guess. So it may be an issue for me regardless. Or it may not matter. I may be losing anyway. We didn't see this is a yeah. I mean we could have drawn one, but we're gonna have a decent amount of money. Like what do we do? Do we just go province duchy and take a den and trash a curse and triple a mastermind and triple a squirrel or squirrel something? Just squirrel everything? There's not a good way to get 5 without losing a card. I guess that doesn't matter. Maybe it does matter. Ooh. Most of these things I can do here are like 6 to 1, half a dozen of. With the specifically with the artificer anyway. We didn't find so we got mastermind, artificer, and like state or something down here. Or curse, I guess. That's annoying. We could lose the sailor to get a den, but that's not really all that meaningful. I don't even know if that happens. I don't even know what happened. We get the den into hand or not. No, it doesn't go to hand. Thought it went to hand. Thought it went to hand. Alright. Third could 4. That's useful in any way. We had a sailor in play, maybe. Oops. Keep messing up. Okay. Think we leave this out. Pretty afraid that this will lose, but They're, well, nerdbound's advantages are nerdbound can empty the curses pretty easily. And he can empty them by giving them to me. Whereas I could empty them by giving them to myself, which is not as good. Nerdbound's disadvantages are that he's behind by 11 points. And he doesn't have a develop. Those are, and he has only 3 masterminds coming down the lane. None of those things necessarily mean I don't know that there's a win on my turn. It wouldn't shock me. Someone told me there was one. I don't know. I don't feel like I had the cards in hand. Kind of an issue. I don't think I had the hand size, I guess. I could have done a better job of. Well, no, not really. I mean, it would have been the same hand size. I just wouldn't have had the estate. I don't know. Maybe some combination of cursing and estate gaining can get nerdbound there. I don't know. I feel like it'll be hard for him, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if there was one. It's just a little. It's all a little hard with only the 3 masterminds. My thing now is that I'm going to be able to do quite a bit of developing on these 4s, which should give us an pretty easy path to a pile out. Hopefully. Or on the 4s or the 2s, whatever. And we have just a big hand. And I don't think Nerdbound can score a lot, honestly, even if he maxes points. And super good scoring path. Maybe they found the estate line already. They can gain 6 easily. Give 3 curses. They have to have enough to buy province at the end. I think it's pretty close to exact gains, right? Because they're going to go estate curse province for their final buys. And that'll work. I mean, they just have to. Oh, they have another artificer. Okay, so they even have quite a bit of slack, actually. Just hit an act. Yeah, I don't know if there was a line for me. So unfortunately, we just go 2-2 here. I think I probably am not making the finals with that record. Above 500, but do not make it out. But it's still possible. You basically need one person to do really well, and everybody else just bad or average. So I'm basically just rooting for like Aka to just roll everybody. Anyway, thanks for watching. This isn't interesting to watch anymore, so catch you later.